right back, Charlie.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Because he always used that active when defending. I think like. Because he always used that active when defending. I think like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Am I live? Of course I'm live. I don't think everything's patterned, but we're live, innit? People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. First thing is first, people. I hope you're all doing well and safe. It's another working day. Let's all get it, people. And I'm wishing you lot the best in your personal, private, and professional lives. Hope you're all doing fit and healthy. Please smash the like button. Let's get to 200 likes. Quicker we do that, the quicker we pattern up. Don't know what's going on with my green screen more than ever. Sorry, people, it's putting me off. Like, wouldn't mind my head in the clouds right now, but yeah, I don't know, man. What's going on there? You know, what's going on? What's going on? We're just gonna have to rock it. I'm gonna have to look like I got half a head in it, people. It is what it is. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well and safe. I hope you're all in good spirits. Get your opinions, talking points, etc. And I apologize for being a few moments late. I'll pay my late subs. I had a long night yesterday, people. I can't lie, and I don't know why, but it feels like I ain't got a voice no more, man. Maybe you should stop shouting when you got to use this for a livelihood. But anyways, pause. Big up DG. Tielemans should have been signed by now if we really wanted him. But obviously, like Basuma, Yuri, and Bruno, Arteta don't really want him. Happy to wait until the end of the window. It could be that Leicester are looking for a replacement first. That's the reason for the delay. But hey, he had about 2 years to look for that 18 months because his contract didn't run out of nowhere, and they have to be briefed on it. You know, no noise is a no signal is a signal. Again, if you've tried to, I imagine, tie Tielemans down, he said no, and his agents have taken you around the houses. Who knows? Part of me thinks it's a bit of gamesmanship from both sides as they look to show their poker face. Maybe Leicester acting like it's not that deep to sell him, despite the fact of they need to recruit some of the outlay. Arsenal, yes, Xhaka is flying forward. Yes, we've just brought in Fabio Vieira, who hasn't even really started his Arsenal career. Zinchenko's been exclusively at left back, you know, but in the game he runs into midfield, and you do want to see him there. Xhaka has reverted back into a box-to-box midfielder. So on the scheme of things, everything appears well, everything appears safe and things. And I wouldn't say it's not that deep, but yeah. Do I think Tielemans transforms our midfield? No, but I think he helps it, and I think we need to look at that. You look at Granit Xhaka, he's contracted until 2024, I believe, with another year at 29 years of age. Now, it looks like the fans, rightly so, drawn a line under the sand. We're moving on with what we're doing, but what's to say Xhaka doesn't want to move on next summer? What's to say last summer when he was linked with Roma, it wasn't a thing where sign a new deal, protect your resale value. I need you here because, you know, you give everything. Then if offers come this year, is what it is. We need to remember Granit is 29. I'm sure he loves Arsenal. I'm sure if we get top four, he wants to be a part of it. I'm sure his family are safe. I'm sure, you know, he's got the gaffer's trust. There's no reason to want to leave your place of work. But a career is short. He never grew up in Finsbury Park. What I personally believe on the face of it, yes, it looks like Arsenal have an improved depth. Yes, it looks like we've got more problems, good problems. But things can change at a blink of an instant. Me personally, I want a midfielder. I'm happy to take Tielemans. I mean, you can wait until next season, but that's not going to help us if injuries start piling up, if we're unable to break a low block down, and etc. etc. I know we had a great preseason. I know it. We're feeling what we're doing. We're trying to do a thing and whatnot. But we need to be wary of drawing conclusions, you know. if 2 games, I wish the Premier League was done in the next 2 games, because we probably win it, really, or we're definitely back in the Champions League. We've had a perfect 2 games. But if you draw conclusions from the first 2 games, if you was to look at Arsenal, Spurs, United, Liverpool, Chelsea, there's a lot of conclusions, and there's 36 more game weeks to go. Yes, we appear to have a lot of depth, but when you start to break it down, it's not really that. And as we saw last season, injuries, and our ability to cope with such. If we do not sign a number 8, then for me, you've got to groom Martin Odegaard, Fabio Vieira, even Zinchenko if everyone's fit and we don't require him at left back, long-term Smith Rowe, to all be able to play that position, because the only thing to do is pick it in-house. Xhaka and Partey, I think they have a good partnership. I think that's our first choice pivot. However, I think it does come up short. Some games are going to be better than others. Yeah, we're going to have bumps and bruises, twists and turns, but yeah, man, I'd bring in Tielemans purely because you clearly have admiration for the player. You've clearly done your scan. You've clearly been talking to his personal advisors. It appears that there's no immediate interest, but you never know. When you become a free agent, you become an advisor. And by all means, wait until next summer to get Tielemans. That's great. All I care about is what we're doing for this season. Break down a low block or do certain things, and and there's 20 minutes left of a game in October, a man gonna say, so they're there, don't worry, 2023-24 season, Tielemans might be here. And promises are a comfort to a fool. We could very well do the dirty on Tielemans, get another target this window or next summer, lie to him and say we're doing something else. He could do the exact same thing as well. It looks like Leicester have to let a number of players go. You look at the amount of players that are into their last years of their deal. Get to 200 likes, we can actually look at the Athletic. They've got an article on that. They've been trying to sell people, Samore, Vestergaard. They need to rebuild the team or they're in trouble. And where you look at Fofana, he's looking like that's going to drag out, but he's going to dig his heels in to probably get that move to Chelsea. Maddison, I think they hold on to him for another year. If I'm him, don't sign a new deal. I believe, don't quote me, he's contracted until 2024. It's going to happen, innit? And whether it's at the Emirates or elsewhere, I know he failed his audition, but you need to get Tielemans in. I just want to make sure I'm not lying to you. Look, let me actually see the data available to us when Maddison's contract actually is up, people. I'm sure 2024, I could be wrong. Well, transfer mark don't want to open. Oh, now it does. 2024. So yeah, but hey, next summer they're gonna have to let him go for a decent rate. And all options are on the table. Tielemans, I don't think so, but he could sign a new deal. I'm sure he's comfortable at Leicester. He could become a free agent where, it's in your best interest to play well because, you have a job to do at Leicester while you're contracted. You're playing Premier League football. You've got a World Cup. Every game you play well, and the more you become an enticing option because your contract's running down and you're getting cheaper by the day. Hopefully that's the game we're sort of playing like we did to a degree with Odegaard, different contexts, but the same sort of pursuit. You make yourself more of an attractive offer, and it's probably the best time to be a free agent. You're going to start the Premier League. It's going to pause for a couple of weeks between November and December. The next month in January, you can indirectly agree and move to a Premier League team, maybe on a cut price in January or elsewhere, or you can dot I's and cross T's and say it's a formalities thing in the summer, like what we might be saying, or you can officially confirm you're going abroad. Really, again, I don't think Tielemans is faultless. I think when I look at a lot of players, Arsenal fans like fans would do. I look at Tielemans, Buendia, just about every player really. The fans start putting them at a pedestal. I think Tielemans has a lot of qualities, good on the ball, defensive metrics are better than giving credit for and things like that. So I think he'd be a good option. But then again, do I think he transforms the midfield? No, I think he fits in. He doesn't necessarily stand out, but it makes sense, innit? I think he could get better with better players. I think he could be sold on for a profit if you get him on a decent one, considering he's 20-odd. I think he could be a leader. I think he's been in the Prem. We've seen this man play since 17 years of age, And again, it's a bit more of the long-termism. But as I said, if you're not going to do that, then between Zinchenko and Fabio Vieira, and I would say Martin Odegaard would be the number one priority for me. You've got to groom one of them to play the 8 in it, fix it in-house, because we're going to live or die by our midfield, in my opinion. Yes, it's a collective game. I'm happy to see Xhaka flying forward, but it's like fans. I don't know if fans actually at times know what they're talking about. Xhaka is more consistent. He might not be everyone's cup of tea, but he's definitely more consistent than people give him credit for. Last season, he played a bunch of roles, but he was doing this flying forward thing. Remember the Crystal Palace game where we tried that, it didn't bang? Xhaka is an underrated performer across the course of the season. He does have his highs and lows and consistencies more so than others elsewhere, but we've seen this before. We have to be very wary of drawing conclusions, because if we was, you know, some of you would have given Lacazette a new deal last season and then you changed your tune, really and truly. So we need to be wary. It's a long season, and it's not always about what you are at your best. It's what Arsenal are at their worst. We have been amazing in the last 2 games, but there's several steps to go better. So I'm taking Tielemans, but it's not the end of the world. But for me, I want a midfielder. I don't care who it is, just someone that can improve this thing. So we'll have to see, man. 200 likes. We look at officially what the reports are saying, people. We've got 53 likes, so just over 100 more. Great start. Great start, I guess. Morning, bro. Seems if Aubameyang goes to Alexis Sanchez, no one gives a flying monkeys, really and truly. That's great for Aubameyang, man. You know, scenes when you're getting shot on by seagulls and you're getting buzzed by bees, you don't need to call pest control, G1. Stop running. Anywho, away from that, Aubameyang's got my blessing to go elsewhere. If you want to go United and make some money, fair play. Man United's a big club. You know, when you look back in your career and say you've played for Barca, Arsenal, Man United, this club, that club, AC Milan, it is what it is. Chelsea, I don't want to quite say that you the same logic, but the rivalries and that. London aspect too cool. I can't complain. What I would say with Aubameyang though is hindsight's a wonderful thing. No one can predict the future. No one knew that. For whatever reason, Barca may or may not want to sell him, despite what Xavi says. Save wages. Could you have made profit on a player? You know, because someone's managed to sell him. Clearly, Aubameyang's got something to offer. Again, people being linked and actually signing for a football club are 2 very different entities. So we'll have to see how it develops. One love to the Twitch gang. I don't know why Twitch has closed as well. Very difficult to see what you lot are saying. Well, you're probably hearing echo there because, yeah, you're hearing echo, isn't it? And that should be there, man. Happy to wait until the end of the window. It could be that Leicester are looking. Oh, you already said that, bro. As long as they've got replacements, you know, I don't care about we tried. I don't care about we tried. By all means, do what you need to do, but we tried's a hype. I know some Arsenal fans consoled themselves with that in January. Results-driven business. If you try in your job, but you don't necessarily get the results, you know, you're not paying your bills. I don't care about we tried. We're going to live or die by our game management, our reactions to setbacks, our ability to play when certain players are not there, and that midfield. I think Xhaka's a good servant. I think Partey's a good servant. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, you've got, obviously, some players are going to leave in the future, but you've got a long-term sort of thinking behind your back 5 now. Ramsdale's 22, 23, 24, better yet. You know, Ben White's mid to early 20s. Saliba's 21. Gabriel's mid to early, whatever. You know, Tini's probably middle 20s. And you've got Zinchenko not far behind that. You know, then you've got Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Fabio Vieira, Zinchenko, if I haven't said that. Gabriel Jesus is 25 years of age. Lokonga's on the bench, but he's young. You get the logic. You look at the midfield area now, you know, where there's question marks on the best of days. And, you know, I don't think any of them are bad players. El Nene should we have a better player than El Nene? Of course, you know, he's a good guy, good for the squad. You know what you're getting and all of them things there. But let's be real, that there should have probably just let him move on a free and just bring in a number 6 who's 30. But he's 29, 30. Again, once you turn late 20s, you don't need to get giggity and sell players, but there's no long-termism really. You know, again, you're 29, you could play for a while. Partey and Xhaka are 29 years of age. El Nene, I'm sure, is 29, 30. Then you've got Lokonga. Out of all the actual centre mids, that guys that are just going to play centre mid right now, not if we think Zinchenko can play there, and I think he will, and all the others, there's question marks over that. So how much is the project? And again, strikers score you goals. Hopefully Jesus could do that. Defense wins you titles. We finished 5th for clean sheets. We did better than only Man United, so which they can't keep up, but they can't keep their doors shut for anything. So we need to get closer to the others. So we need to keep aspiring. But it's the midfield battle day in, day out. We're going to live by our ability to remain compact in games that we're not going to see the ball for large periods. Games where we're able to break down low blocks and things like that. And just ultimately how that midfield functions. We don't do that. We don't upgrade that midfield. We're in problems. You know, obviously we've been here with several targets. And as much as I like what Arteta and Edu are doing, they were both midfielders by trade, especially you, Edu. You was invincible. So you know what certain things are required. I personally think we can only get to a certain point. I think you can have Xhaka in the squad. You know, I think he's a very good squad player. I think he's a very good rotation option. I think he's playing well right now. But sooner or later, you know, you're going to see levels at this in Partey. Has he just justified his price tag? Evidently not. The quality is there. Is he able to stay fit? Is he able to dominate games for whatever reason? It's not quite happened, is there? It has it. So that needs to be addressed. If it's not addressed, well, It is what it is, isn't it, really? Yeah, shout out to you lot, man. Morning, Graham. Hope you're doing well and safe. BG, I hope you're doing well and safe. Morning, DG. Thoughts on Liverpool last night? Boy, magic of the Premier League, man. I think, first thing I would say is Eze, bro. You see, Eze, once he learns to not overdo it, he's going to be a very good player. Like, he'll rip someone, get past them, and he just does too much at times, even though he was quality in the build-up to Zaha's goal, if I can remember correctly. Quality player. Zaha, quality. Could have probably had a hat-trick. I rate Palace. On the other hand, you've dropped 2 points, regardless of the context. A point is a good point against Liverpool, but you dropped 2 points. You want to do better. I think they remained compact. I think they time wasted very well. I think they, dealt with the storm and the 12th man of Anfield and all of that. For Liverpool, I don't know, man. I won't draw conclusions, because if you draw conclusions, Man United, Liverpool might as well pack up. Arsenal might as well not even train anymore. Again, there's a lot of football to be played. I think Liverpool look powerful. In fact, they look better when they went down to 10 men. It was interesting to see how Klopp, when they, Darwin Núñez a madman, but, it was nice to see Trent go kind of indirectly into midfield and the little things he was changing up and things like that. Luis Diaz, fucking fantastic goal in it, fantastic player. Alexis Sanchez vibes in that game. What can you say? Did I have Liverpool down as getting 2 points from the potential 6? Probably not, but things can change really and truly. But we're there. Their brackets above us. But if Arsenal should have just packed, obviously we didn't get top 4, but we lost our first 3 games. And then for the last part, everyone was saying how much Arteta's changed things and all these things. I know a week's a long time in football. I know anytime teams like Liverpool and City drop points, there's question marks. City are probably laughing, but yeah, that's all I got to say on them, man. Really and truly. Appreciate you lot tuning in, man. DG with the games. Nah, bro. It's just too hot, man. It's raining, it's humid, it is what it is. Man said McTominay and Fred for what? Unless McTominay's coming to sell programs. Fred can come be part of the squad even though he's class, but McTominay, nah, man. I'm tired of these youths in the English game. They get to overcompensate because they get it. Like, they'll fly into... Don't get twisted. Sometimes you need people like that. But guys like that, England's one of the only places these dons can make it as professional footballers because they fly into tackles, borderline, GBH cases, and they get it and they pound their chest. They can get away with it. Meaty. Very meaty. I think it's still gameplay and deadline day business. Boy, we'll have to see, man. You'd imagine Leicester have told Tielemans their intentions around this bid. Arsenal have probably told Tielemans' advisors what their intentions are to go with this. For Arsenal, by all means, go after Tielemans as much as you want. But at some point, if it's not banging, you need to do other things. You need to go elsewhere. On one hand, we have brought in a midfielder, a couple technically with Fabio Vieira and Zinchenko, but you get the point. 119 people in here like the Tig. Now tell them again, black kid next door. What a name. Still time, and not trying to be unrealistic or negative, but similar to Arsenal or old, where we were 2-3 players off a title challenge and didn't push out the boat. Now it's top 4, need a centre mid. I hear you. Big up DG, Matthias Núñez going Wolves. Maybe we go back in for Ruben. Never, slightly 2 different players, but he's contracted until 2024. They're going to have to bite the bullet, really and truly, man. To be fair, I'm happy with El Nene and Lokonga as backups for centre mids. When El Nene still runs out, give Tielemans 100. I don't know about this transfer thing. He did that sort of stuff. Onana looks decent based in a couple of minutes he played for Everton and what I saw of him at Lille. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Yeah, man. I'm not laughing at Liverpool because I know they're going to get back. They come ahead of us. Stop doing all of that, bro. Look, you want to be grouped in with the pagans. G1, I don't rate you, man. Bro. Big up DG. I'm calling it now. And I know Arsenal are going to have to hold their licks. Hold your licks, G1. You always want to give it but not take it. This is one thing that jars me about my United supporting brethren. Like, when it's Arsenal's time, by all means, you lap it up. Don't do all of that. Oh, you're laughing at Liverpool. Fuck that. We laugh at what we want, blood. Laughing at you, cuz. It's funny for United, bro. Them man have won Premier League and Champions League very recently. You, man, are doing nonsense. You thought because your manager was bold, he was 30. He's not. And I don't want to get at Ten Hag. I think he could only be a victim of being naive in some of the players. But you'll have done him. Saying you've done him dirty is not even the word. DG, my preferences for signings are Paqueta and Gakpo. I don't think we're going to get Paqueta just because Tielemans is more of a pivot man. Paqueta is more closer towards what we have in Odegaard, Zinchenko if he plays in his natural position away from left back. You know, Smith Rowe, all of these sort of guys, really. I think there's just too many of them sort of wet man there. I would like Paqueta. He can play in a bunch of roles. His defensive metrics are also good. I mean, Gakpo, he seems to be going United. I wouldn't mind him, but I would probably take a pass and review that in the next year and see if he's really levels. It might not be too late. It might be too late, but if we can't bring in people that are better than what we have, evidently better than what we have, and for me anyways, that I can sit here and say, I know you're better than what we have, I'd personally leave it. But if Arsenal have done their due diligence and scouted the Gakpos, the Porto Pepes, all of these guys, bring them in it, really. As long as the talent ID and the due diligence is done, and forget his strengths, you know his weaknesses. Obviously, focus on his strengths, improve the weaknesses, you get more of an all-round player. Seems to be getting United, though, man. DG will OT on Monday be stinky. It won't surprise him if you lot beat Liverpool, to be fair. Such is life. Darwin Núñez got rattled. He got like taking candy from a baby, blood. Suckered in Rattleman settings. You could see Yochin Anderson every moment. Clearly, he was on that from the start, pulling hair. And I know you can't get bagged for hair, pulling hair, chatting shit in his ear, pause, getting at him in any capacity. And Darwin bit the bait in it, really. I can't lie. I even think Yochin Anderson's gassing it a bit. He does move his head. It is a madness, but he's going, because that's what you got to do. You got to do that dirty shit. I can't lie. He done whatever he did, man. Yochin Anderson has to be the best centre back outside the top six. I don't know. Was everyone saying that last year? He used to get linked with Arsenal all the time. DG, can you imagine Zaha coming off the bench for Martinelli and vice versa? Mad thing, get Zaha in. Well, I mean, this is the cheapest you probably get Zaha. He's 29. He's got a year left. It's up to him. I'd probably leave it. But if I was to wake up tomorrow and I saw that we're getting Zaha, I'm on that for a couple of years still. I don't like how fans look at 29 years of age, like, oh my God, get them out. Like, obviously, you're going to have a player that might be on the way out, but it is what it is, man. Yoni, it's going good, man. I hope you're doing well and safe, man. Shout out to Trinipads as well, if I didn't make that clear. Eagles. Zaha, he's just too good for you. He's just too good. I don't know, man, because while Zaha's a brilliant player, some things frustrate me. You should have had a hat-trick yesterday. You know, you join a bigger club, there's bigger expectations. You know, it's like Grealish going. Well, obviously it's not the same, but Grealish going to City, the things that you was praised for at Villa, you're not necessarily going to get praised for at City. You know, Zaha, I know you're a wavy player. I need productivity. I'm really big fan of Ali, say Zaha and Eze, and, you know, they're going to sign a couple more skillers, Malcolm Oboe, to come into the fold when he develops and all of that. What have you made of officiating so far? I can see some changes, but jarring as usual. I try not to focus on refereeing. We know it's substandard, it's subpoor. When you look at this, that is I know there's rubbish players and rubbish managers and all of that's subjective. But when you look at the Premier League for a product, how much millions it brings in and billions and all that stuff, how many people are watching all over the world. You know, you've got some top players at the top of their craft. You've got some top gaffers, you know. You've got some top flipping groundsmen. And then you got shoddy referee. And now I do think we do referees a bit dirty, but every week it's bookie stuff. It's subjective stuff, you know. That Darwin Núñez thing, as mad as it is, that's probably one of the most crystal clear decisions you can see. That is going to happen in a week or so. Exact same incident. And for whatever reason, people are not going to be set off. I know he's a Spurs man, but Romero, I know it's not in the rules for pulling hair, but he's pulling Cucurella against Southampton. He's absolutely clamped someone, and he'll get away with that again and again and again. For me, I try to have the Sunday league mentality with growing up in that you just play to the whistle. You expect referees to be shit. You expect cheating, which is wrong. This Tielemans thing is dragging on like Vlahovic in the last transfer window. Need Edu to surprise me with a move for Paqueta. I mean, if you could find someone with a Tielemans skill set that's going to cost you even less, by all means, do your thing. Because what if Tielemans wakes up and says, yeah, man, I know I said I'm going to sign for you lot, but I don't want it anymore. You know, I might want to stay at Leicester. I want to just review my options when I'm a free agent or the longer it goes on. Is what it is. Arsenal really need two signings Arsenal really need two signings for another winger and an 8. Xhaka definitely better at times going forward, but Tielemans be a lot better. But if we get a player like Lucas Paqueta who can go forward and defend well, it would be useful. I don't know if I want Paqueta in the pivot, man. Deluded, I am a United supporter. I am holding smoke because I know my team's been ish for time. There's no coming back from allowing selling Mane. Man United are still in the denial phase. They still can't believe they've fallen how far they have. It will sink in soon, my guy. Trust. In the meantime, we're on your next. I don't want no lone strikers, bro. Like, I don't want no lone players. I want permanent dons that are gonna be here. Yeah, McTominay's a passion merchant, but only in England, and it's not even just a McTominay thing. Only in England. I know there's exceptions to the rule. Dons like that are gonna make it. You know, I could be actually harming my team, running out of my position, just flying into tackles, but people say I get it. If I don't do that, and you look at Martial, Rosal, and I'm not, rah, and all of that, I don't care. This is the stupidness with Premier League football, if I'm honest with you. Shout out the Indianians, checked in. Big up my brother. What's up, man? Tuned in from South Bend, Indiana, if that's even a thing. Tuned from work. I make sure I don't miss your vids. I appreciate that, Killy. Saka performance going down. Need a winger to compete. Saka to make him wake. Saka will be all right, man. Saka, like I said, let's not draw any conclusions on United, on Liverpool, on us, on our players, on who's getting relegated. Well, it's been a couple games. Literally. It's crazy. It's crazy. I said we should sign him on a free transfer. I don't know, man. You could do that, but I just care about availabilities today. As I said, if you're going to commit to that, just make sure you're first and foremost fixing the solution with some of these options in-house. And then anything that happens in terms of loss of form, performing well, anything that happens, that's we're going to have to live or die by that and judge accordingly, man. DG, you rate Eze higher than Elise? Not really. Zaha's time at a top club seems done. He'd have cooked at Dortmund. He might have, We need players in now. I'm not here to hear about getting a guy for free next year. Do you think Arsenal have improved in the transfer market? I mean, based on the last 2 years, I have to say, yeah. But that's 2 years going against years of bad habits and bad practices. And as much as I say that, all the signings and talent ID, how you're utilizing them, how they're fitting in, it's definitely been a lot better than it has been in a number of years. But there's still a lot of poor ones, really. There's still a lot of silly decisions we've made. Again, Arteta and Edu walked in with some inherent problems, but there's a couple of ones they need to hold. They need to hold the L where Marie is, where Bamian's new contract is, things like that, where Williams' contract is. They need to show they're still developing players to the next level. So I definitely think in the last 2 years, this year included, it's been better. But we need to start as we mean to go on. The deficit is still in the negative sort of thing. So let's just keep going in it. We need a right back. Start playing Pepe after 60 minutes in games. I don't know about that, man. Pepe hype. Pepe hype. I don't know about that, man. I don't get that, though. This is one of the biggest leagues in the world. How are the refs so incompetent and inconsistent, bro? Because they're allowed to. You get in trouble for criticizing refs. If Joe Bloggs is the manager and he's been playing 4-4-2 and he goes 4-3-3, he gets criticized. Players get criticized. Pundits to a degree get criticized. You literally catch charges by the FA for getting at referees. People act like these lot are angels. Referees have their own biases. They watch football. They're human. Humans have a lot of unconscious and conscious biases. This is why you see the inconsistencies, really. It's ridiculous. Unless a ref does something absolutely mad, like a glaring issue. That's the only time things happen. 107 laps. Keep running it up, people. We're almost at 200. This is for DG and the rest of the chat. In your hearts of hearts, do you think Arteta can be a success at Arsenal despite your definition of success? I mean, what do you mean then? Like, the success is subjective, really and truly. They might say this projecting. If Arsenal get top 4 again, that's success. I don't know. The man walks away today. He's made some big calls. He's changed somewhat the fabric of the club, quite rightly so. He's made some big decisions. He's won an FA Cup and a Community Shield. He hasn't got us back to being competitive per se. So you could say yes, but I don't know anything, broski. I have to deal with what's in front of me. And I don't know. I can only deal with what's in front. There's good points, there's bad points. I support Arteta, like I support any of these players, whether I rate them or not. You do good things, you get praised. You do bad things, you get criticized. I can't back him to the sake of when Wenger was here or Klopp at Liverpool or Pep at City. It is what it is. I don't know. I need to see what you're doing with this project. I don't know if we can win a league title with Arteta in charge. I need to know what we're getting for 10 games. I need to know what we're getting over a course of the season. I need to see better game management. I need to see how we react to setbacks. I need to see how we play at our worst. I don't know. Again, Liverpool have no points on the board, significant points, 2 points from a potential 2. from a potential too. But they reacted against Palace. They were poor. They got sent off. Everything was misty. They got something out of it. If you can't win, don't lose. If you can do these sort of things, I don't know. Let's just see. We talked about trophy. I mean, specifically the gaffer talks about trophies, but I need to see certain things, man. Yuri has all the talent we could ask for, but I'm not the biggest fan of his work rate. We might most probably get a winger. The way Eze just skins players is so enjoyable to watch. Bro, must be hard to play. It is. Pardon me, but to go to the next level, like you saw against Liverpool, he did quite well to relieve pressure off Palace every now and again when they had 10 men, but sometimes he's losing the ball. It's great having all that skill and stuff, but you can't get away. Them sort of players, you know, you're only going to get to a certain level if you don't start getting goals and assisted. He's a very exciting player, but if he just played with his head up, know when to do that and when not to, which you'd expect for him at this stage in his time, he needs to do his thing. Time will tell. Pepe is only worth keeping as a backup striker when we are hitting teams on the break in late games. He's not tactically savvy enough to get involved in build-up play. A bit harsh. You look at some of his highlights and some of the memorable goals we've scored. He actually has been involved quite a lot, but you're right, man. We should cop Eze and send him back to Palace on loan. I don't know if it would make sense for Eze to even think about leaving Palace at this moment. You're not necessarily, you're a great player, but I think people are acting like he's pulling wealthy performances week in, week out. Are you even in the first team like that? Was you at Anfield? No. So I think he's in the right place, develop, and Palace will make a significant outlay on the 8 million. Hasn't he got a 35 million pound release clause? I think they need to talk to his advisors and get that one out of there, really. I don't think we will sign a centre mid. Arteta will play Zinni in for Xhaka, and that's quality. Cool. All right. Gonna have to see how that one works. Ranić's issue at United, he's just too honest, mate. Just too honest, and clearly people internally didn't want to hear that. You know, you look at the players he suggested, especially Julian Alvarez. If they just got one of them, it could have changed the landscape. They might have been saying, Ronaldo, F off now. Morning, DG. Hope you and yours are well. Appreciate that. Get for the cooler weather, but Arsenal staying hot. Liverpool still looked like they were playing with 11 when Núñez got sent off. You're right. I mean, I like Caicedo, but I don't buy the rumors, if I'm completely honest with you lot. The man's 20 years of age. He's just signed for them, basically. They've let Pasuma and Cucurella go. Obviously, they've shown they'll let people go if it is what it is, and they've probably got replacements for the replacement already patterned. But he joined last year. He's 20 years of age. He's only played 12 games for Brighton as well. You don't really have any reason to want to depart. And so I don't really buy 30 million. And United were linked with him when the first time I ever found out about this player was United, that whenever they signed him, it would seem to be United and Brighton. For whatever reason, Brighton won. That's the only reason I became to even know who he was, really, sort of thing. Are they just leveraging United's previous interest in that? Are they just throwing Arsenal's name into the ring because we need a centre mid? I saw West Ham linked. Listen, he'll make an impact to all them clubs. United fans know full well what Caicedo did. We do as well, As much as I'm bantering them about the Seagulls, we know exactly what it is. But he would tie into the system, 20 years of age. He seems a powerful runner, seems a very composed man in the middle of the park. Not potentially what the midfielder I would want, because I think his strengths are more at retrieving the ball and them things rather than playing them silky passes, but he's decent on the ball. But they signed him for decent money. He's 20 years of age. He's been there for a year. I don't really buy 30 million shouts, really. But if that was to be the case, why not? But I don't really buy it. He ties into what we're trying to do, very raw and them things there. So I'm all for it, but I just don't buy it, people. I just don't buy it. Sorry, I want it, but I just don't like the dreams I'm being sold, really. Quality players, the quicker you get them off other clubs, the more they can arm you, really. But I don't know, man. What else you lot saying? I'd take any of Eze, Elise, Zaha. Trust me, I feel like are we missing out a name out of them wavy skillers at Palace? Probably not. Tielemans' work rate is one of those things that have just grown legs due to being repeated by many men without any proper knowledge and understanding. It's like Turkey being dark horses for the Euros last year. I hear that. Tielemans' defensive metrics are very decent. It's just for me, he goes to sleep a lot. I mean, he's clearly fantastic on the ball. You know, he's a very cultured midfielder. I just don't think he transforms it to the level I want. I think he does go sleeping a lot. I'm having him. I mean, I hope it is. I'd rather City win it than Liverpool. I don't know those City fans like that. I know Liverpool fans, so it is what it is. But I don't know, man. You know, if City lose their next 2 games and Liverpool win them, if United win their next 3 games and Arsenal lose their next 2, or Spurs lose their next 10 games, what is said now? You know, if you look at the last 2 games, Spurs are winning the league or fighting for it. Liverpool are down and out. It is all doom and gloom for United, but it's all doom and gloom. You know, Arsenal, it's all great. I don't want to be that guy, but I mean, I find it really hard to sit here and cap. I know a week's a long time in football. And when I'm asking you lot to consider, there's 36 more weeks of this thing where there's many bumps and bruises, twists and turns. All of our clubs, whatever club you support, will win games you didn't expect, lose games you didn't expect. You know, all of these sort of things. I find it very difficult. But they are, you know, I didn't think we'd be where we're at right now in terms of some general footballing talking points, if I'm completely honest with you. So there is something in that. You make a timestamp of that. That would be a good timestamp for general football talking, wouldn't it? Do not draw conclusions. Keep your opinions coming, people. Make sure we're smashing the like button. Sorry, I need some water, man. I feel like my voice is even more fucked than yesterday. It doesn't make no sense. Ready to lose it again on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The life we live is intense. Smash the like button, people. We're at 134. We're moving. Nunes 1 going 3 DG Brazy. Are you making any changes to the starting 11 for Bournemouth? I can't lie. I think Bournemouth is going to be a tricky test, you know. I think it's going to be a tricky test. I don't think... Nah, I wouldn't, you know. I mean, again, Tierney, Tomiyasu, if them man they are fit, there's always a question of getting them in. But Arteta started the boys against Palace. The boys were rewarded with another start. Yeah, you know, against Palace, I personally, apart from an attacking sense, I feel on the balance we were better against Palace, really. I think defensively we went to sleep a lot against Leicester before the goals went in, before the penalty incident where we bust Case. I think we went to sleep. It was very good in the middle and final third of the pitch. Defensively, I think there's a lot to be desired. So there are things to improve. But generally, I think everybody deserves to start again against Bournemouth. You know, it's not always a thing where just because you played well, you deserve to start the next game. At some point, we're going to have to twist and turn, chop and change. To a degree, Arteta can't win because if he keeps the same lineup and when we don't eventually win, you're rigid, you never change. You don't do this, you don't do that. You know, if he changes things, you're tinkering too much. So you can't win, really. I don't think there's any immediate change, but obviously, Tomiyasu, Tierney, Smith Rowe, these are the guys I'm trying to, you know, anyone messing about. I'm looking for a reason for you lot to starting games. Operations Zinchenko / Fabio Vieira in the middle might have to happen, but you can't drop Xhaka. And I want to see a lot more from Partey, but who's talking to Partey? El Nene's calm, is what it is. You want to see Lokonga play as a 6, but if we go off pre-season, he might not be doing that. DG, how many vests do you own at this point? What kind of weird question is that? I own as many vests as I plug Clark want. What you could ask me how many boxes I own next? Oh, what this? Oh, what that? You're moving brazy, my guy, bro. Not enough. DG injury to Jesus. Will it all fall down? Oh, hey, less than that. Stuff a lot. You know, Jesus ain't getting injured, but it's something you have to deal with, bro. If he gets injured, boy, you've made your bed. You said, you know what? Eddie and Ketty or Joe Blogs, this guy, that guy. You've got to fix it in-house, and I've got to judge accordingly. I can only judge off what you go on. If you don't bring in a midfielder, I say, all right, cool, calm. These are the options. And I'm not trying to catch anyone out. You made your bed. If it works, calm, which at large parts last season, unpopular opinion, I think the majority of the squad did well. You know I don't rate Cedric. But there was time Cedric come in and Tavares come in and this guy come in and they were keeping things ticking over. Now, obviously, when it's crunch time and it's not Disneyland anymore and it's just the beautiful harshness of football, are you good or not? Certain man crumbled, certain man are not good enough, relying on certain things too long, relying on squad players that are not levels to rock up at a jubilant Newcastle or on it Conte, Tottenham. You made your bed, so you're going to sign into it, isn't it, really? You know, obviously, you've got holding into that, but I can only judge accordingly. If this is what you want to bet, if man sit here and say, you know what, Xhaka's playing great, this guy's doing that, we don't need a midfielder. All right, cool. Because personally, I hope this is the case. But I genuinely think fans don't actually know what they're talking about, because we see the same story. Like, we see this, we all watch football. It's the same seasons, week in, week out. Top four is the battle of the inconsistent. Whoever stinks up the place the least gets top four. Unless you can say there's teams historically like Liverpool and City that are shoo-ins for that. That's what it's been. Arsenal have had to try really hard not to get fourth. Spurs had to try really hard to get fourth and not to get fourth as well. We managed to be worse than them. They were stinking up the place as well. Whether it's Conte versus Arteta, something else. And it's going to be the same. You know, this is why I say Arsenal can finish as high as fourth for me, third if it gets debatable and whatnot. And you can finish as low as fifth, eighth, because that's where you've come in the last few years. Be your best friend or your worst enemy. And I do think, regardless of what we talk about with other teams and stuff, Arsenal at times, we're our own worst enemy. We do several things, really. We don't fix the sun. We don't fix the roof when the sun's shining. We just leave a hole in there. We're like, all right, cool, it's calm. It's summertime. Galley out here, maxi dress season. The minute it starts raining and snowing and all these things, boy, respectfully, I can only judge accordingly. I'm not trying to catch people out, get at the gaff or anything. This is the squad. If you don't sign a striker and we struggle to score goals, I'm going to say, all right, cool, you made your bed, line it. We've made our bed with Jesus and Nketiah. I've got, Nketiah, I hope he shows up. Operation Martinelli through the middle. Balogun's out there on loan. I don't know if we're looking for a next striker, but we've made our bed. If Jesus gets injured, that's who's stepping in. If there's Jesus loses form, confidence, or whatever, other players can step up, allegedly. I do think Eddie's improved physically, and Jesus is definitely stronger than his physique gives off, and showed it against Palace. But there's going to become games where them lot strengths are not going to bang. You might just need a focal point. You just smack it to his chest and play off people, like what Giroud was doing in the World Cup for France when they won it, and historically anyone else. You might need that. All right, we ain't got that, so this is the bed you're making up. If you can't do that, you have to try and get victory for wide areas or do something else. It is what it is, right? It's P inside, people. 1 sec. Hey, no. Sorry, people. I bust case. I thought I left my what do you even call it? I thought I left my washing still out hanging. I knew to take it out off the line this morning. Oh my days. I thought they were all peeing down with bust case. Sorry, people. Sorry, live all that. Whoa. Decision making immaculate. See, prevention better than cure, Fix the roof when the sun's shining. There was no rain. I took the clothes off. It's pissing down. It's calm now. Or, it'd have been a waste. Could have to watch them all again. Bloody hell. You know what? It could be a good day, ain't it? Don't forget, people, 3 p.m. Live on Twitch. I'm going to have Tom Canton. He does the Arsenal content and stuff like that. We're going to speak Arsenal. So any talking points, etc., make sure you've stored them and you come on Twitch with them. Appreciative for that. Let's make another timestamp as well. Options. So yeah, man, fantastic live stream as it always is, people. Thought-provoking comments, man. 50 more likes. We look at the transfer news, lads. Trust me, output is essential with forward play. It's never been more important. It's almost too important, man, because I see a lot of players, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, they're not bad players, but it sounds stupid, but and it's not just them. There's players that go on a mad goal scoring drought, but it's all, it's goal scoring run, but it's Bandulu. They're still playing shit. It's masking over games. We've had players that have also done that. Going off how he's turned the morale in the dressing room around, brought the fans back on side, and despite results, made competitive matches with the top flight. We can go the way. I don't know if we can go the way, because I'm not trying to water it down, but what do we see that can go the way? Do you know what you're going to get from 10 games with Arsenal? Even though there's been times we've gone on decent runs. As I said, we have this element of self-capitulation, and it was kind of there against Palace. It definitely was there defensively against Leicester. It definitely was there last year. I don't know again in 10 games. I don't know how good Arsenal out there was. I know our record against the top six is absolutely diabolical, regardless. And I agree with what you're saying, but I can't do the Disneyland Channel thing. When you can improve these things, when I can have more confidence in these things, holding on to wins, holding on to leads from winning positions generally. When we arrest these things, then I can talk about going all the way. Because that's what City can do. That's historically what Liverpool have been doing. That's what the Invincibles and the Alex Ferguson sides and all the Jose sides and even Conte at Chelsea, that's what they're all doing. And you sign up for dumb shit with our young players. There's going to be times that we just have shit games and we drop all points. Respectfully, Ramsdale's going to do dumb shit this season. Saliba, Gabriel, Saka, Martinelli, You know, and it was there. How many times did some of these guys make mistakes across the 2 games that weren't necessarily punished or were punished last season? You know, Southampton, Saka and Martinelli didn't finish their dinner very early on. Then what happened? Young players are not going to score chances they should. They're going to go missing, and we're old enough to learn. I'm not trying to catch people out, but I don't know about going all the way. I thought some Arsenal fans were bantering him. Some of you genuinely believe you're going for league title, isn't it? Crazy. Xhaka is still the only player to be booked for diving. Look at Vardy on Saturday, and I'll tell you what's wrong with officiating in this country. Just got to learn from naive mistakes. The old habits die hard. It's very easy. You know, it's very hard, to learn in that regard. It's easier said than done. I don't think a single player is going out there to make mistakes on purpose and all of these sort of things. But as I said, until I think Arsenal have exhausted everything internally, like we have got to our full optimum before I can look at what anyone else is doing, I'm always going to look at it very subjectively. Caicedo looks good, but he still has a lot of developing to do before he's ready to help us. I think he could help us already, man. Brighton's talent ID is incredible. If they had rich owners and weren't a selling club, they'd easily challenge for Europa. They got a great gaffer as well. We all know we need another centre mid winger and possibly another striker, but I don't know if we get any of that before the window ends. I don't think we get all of that. That's why I said I'd love a midfielder. The slander on Saka is deep. I haven't slandered him. He's being marked because he's being marked. He's being quiet because he's marked hard, like Martin Odegaard, which is why Nelly has space to score. I mean, they will get back to it, but they just need to score goals. You know, they're in the right position. It's not that deep. Saka for the last 2 years have been doubled up against. It's going to happen if you're a good player. You know, teams are going to try and triple up against Haaland. They're going to double up against Grealish. They're going to do that. It's common sense. It's absolute common sense. You've got to be able to deal with it. You dealt with it last year. It is what it is, man. Loan Lokonga, Partey, Xhaka, Elneny, Tielemans, or Caicedo sign. I'm not saying you're wrong, and Caicedo's at this moment is more developed than Lokonga, but I'm questioning the logic. You know, he's played 12 times for Brighton, 20 years of age. You're going to loan out Lokonga to kind of replace him with a similar profile. I'm not understanding personally, because you're going to expect certain fireworks that are not necessarily there. Some people don't want Tielemans because of how underwhelming he's been, but it's partly due to the fact that he's playing in a poor team. If we needed Tielemans, why would we wait a year? Bro, you have to take that with Arsenal. Shout out Bottomless Munch. Why are we not targeting cover for Partey? These men don't learn. I wish I had the answer, but I would say with El Nene's new contract and whether Lokonga's going to play as an 8 or a 6, that's that in it. So make sure there's things there. Score predictions for what? Story update, DG. If you remember what I said, what happened? You caught a wine with Gally and that. Crazy. Danny, no one's laughing, mate. Twat. I fully think TT, Tierney, Gabriel, and Saliba is a very solid back line away from home. They seem more rigid but large up Benny Blanco and Zinchenko. Exactly. You know, Tierney's a better left back than Zinchenko. Going forward, Zinchenko is better than him. He's a centre mid by trade, so use it accordingly. DJ, I did all this Tielemans propaganda for Man to decide to get him on the free. No one told you to do that. Jesus hardly gets injured. Hardly, still injuries, in it. You know, injuries are part and parcel of things. I hope he never gets things, but you have to consider these are issues. We're in a peculiar position. We're in a peculiar position where most fans probably think we need 2 players to get fourth. But if we were to get 2 quality players, it could. I think we could realistically finish third. I don't know, man. You could bring me a midfielder and a winger. I think the first step is to have a quality squad of various different profiles, a 22 to 25 man squad with different options, and then arrest all the things Arsenal that we've just been speaking about. And then maybe we could talk about guaranteed finishes. Because again, our biggest enemies, I've always said it, are ourselves. It don't matter what other teams are doing. You know, we need to help ourselves, really. A lot of the times we capitulate. DG, do you think Xhaka can flourish in the 8 to the level that will allow us to secure Champions League football? I mean, you almost got Champions League with him playing that basically last season, among other things. So maybe, but I don't. That's a gamble. I'd rather bring someone else in. Xhaka could still compete. I wouldn't get rid of him unless he wants to leave. I think he's got things to offer the squad, but you kind of make your bed. Any general thoughts on the manager? Things like structure and pressing look good. I like Arteta's intensity. I like his passion. I like his tactical nous. I do think in the last 2 years, even last year, like bit by bit, we're getting players that he feels a bit more confident in. And pardon me, we're starting to see a bit more flexibility. It does take a bit long with the subs. That is a bit naive. You know, do you want to see good man management? You know, I don't want us to be in any problems, but one day you're going to, you know, it's not always going to be a past it Aubameyang or past it Ozil and things. You're going to have someone that you need to play. I'm keen to see that. So, yeah, man, I do think sometimes he's got a bit too much faith in certain players that are not levels. But I like what Arteta is doing. I wouldn't sack him at this moment in time, but my support is subjective. I'm not Arteta until I die or something like that. If you're doing good things, you're doing good things. If you're doing dodgy things, you're doing dodgy things. Tielemans is an essential part of our progress. If we don't want to have games like Newcastle where it is key to have Tielemans so we can dominate possession. Yeah, but we need to be a bit more rugged and structured defensively and compact generally as a midfield unit. Arsenal's problem for years has been a lack of quality in the squad. The bench players aren't good enough, so we're trying to get rid of them, but it's a slow process. First team is fantastic. I wouldn't quite say fantastic, but I hear that. I like hearing me, you know. Appreciate that. Nah, some people are joking. Some people genuinely mean it, man. You should see some of the YouTube comments. I look at in the mornings every now and again. If we're in the mix before the World Cup, we might have a chance. All right, listen, let's just focus on ourselves. Just get into the winter period, everything happening. As a fan, I believe everything is possible until it's not. Bro, mathematically, as Wenger used to say, you can do what you want. I just know if you expect Arsenal to win the league title, you know you're fucking lying to yourselves. I would love to be wrong. By all means, if we ever did that, clip me up. You know, get on to me. But in your hearts, you know you're chatting shit. Like, in your hearts, you don't know you're chatting shit. And if you're not, you're not doing the gal thing, just bare emotion. You're getting sell dreams. It's like when you sell dreams, yeah, babes, we're gonna do this, and oh yeah, I'm snitching on myself. I don't do that. Someone there, but yeah, you get the point. Ben White 6 shirt update. I keep calling and we're unable to. So a strong email's been sent after this, getting onto them. No, I won't be doing anything special for the AJ fight, bro. I think Lokonga is gonna be one of our best midfielders in the future. Just needs time. I hope so. I like Lokonga, but I need to look a bit more polished. I mean, Eddie and Nketiah and Jesus is an option, but I want to see Smith Rowe back into the fold. I want to see a new winger. I want to see, you know, Martinelli and Jesus keep doing their thing before I see that, admittedly. João Pedro would be decent, but why do you want to come and be the third thing? DG hitting up the FM save anytime soon. Got to see more of that light speed management. We played yesterday. As you don't know, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 4:30. I mean, I don't want a tool striker for the sake of it. If you could find someone for a cut price thing like a Giroud that's actually got some tech to him, by all means, get it done. Should Aubameyang come back to the Prem? I mean, I wouldn't say I'd buy your vibes if he wants to. If Barca want to get rid of you, what can you do? And you, okay, kids are out in the rain. Sorry, people. But as I was saying, you know, you're clearly comfortable in London. You know, Thomas Tuchel, for example, I couldn't begrudge you. You know, Man United's a massive club. To be able to say you played for Arsenal, Man United, Barcelona, AC Milan when your career is done, which it is soon for him in his 30s, soon, it's a madness. And plus, he don't owe Arsenal nothing because, you know, the same fans, and no one's right and no one's wrong, but the same fans that would say, oh, you got a great mentality, he kept his head up while his contract was up, they're the same guys that turned on him in a blink of an eye. So everyone only cares we're doing the right things. Do you think Jesus will score 35 goals this season? I don't know, man, but I hope so. 33 more to go, innit? If my math serves me correctly. DG, you talked about Brazilian bias. I haven't really heard you get that gassed about our Brazilian contingency like that. Hey, guys, get a load of this guy. Giorgio Magabe, hey, get a load of this guy. DG actually dropping DG Reacts. Have I missed a suggestion window? No, you haven't, man. And anyone else, let me know, comment, or just check out the YouTube community tab and comment them there. Thoughts on Jesus this season? He looks lit, man. Like, but I'll keep doing it. Because same way, you might drop a level if everyone's Colossus like Sterling at Chelsea. If them man are not creating and doing all the City stuff, you're going to feel a bit of that tax as well. So, yeah, man, I'm liking Jesus' leadership skills. Obviously, evidently, his ability. I mean, he's lit in it. Like, I don't really believe in players in general and stuff like that. But every now and again, you get a talisman. Thierry Henry was one of them. Vieira was one of them for me to a degree. In the present, kind of more present day, Cesc Fabregas was one of them. Alexis was definitely one of them. Santi was definitely one of them, because when we're 2-0 down in FA Cup final and I'm sitting in the whole section and I'm vexed, I'm thinking about the money spent, we're losing, I'm sobering up. I looked and saw that little Spanish magician and he patterned everything. So he's one of them. Alexis, if I haven't, and I get them, listen, I believe he is one in it, but it's been 2 games. So let's see, because it's a different Jesus now. Obviously, you're going to be under the microscope a bit more. You're not around the City dons you're at. You're significantly, I'm not going to say you wasn't important at City, because you was, but you're a first team regular. You are the guy for us, really. And it's reflected in that he's been here for 2 minutes, rightly so, and he's already part of some leadership group and all of that. So let's see how it keeps going, man. Jesus is lit, man. But keep going, lad. Keep going, lad. Jesus thoughts. Let's call that Jack. So you like me are adamant we need a centre mid to take us to the top level. So are you not concerned about the lack of interest or movement for a centre mid in the window? Tielemans aside, we need to get someone. Yes and no. Yes, because I would, for you lot who follow me, you know where I'm at with centre mid. And what I would have loved, as much as the season's been great, we've so far, emphasis on so far, as much as preseason was good, it would have been nice to put these structures in place with another centre mid, really. But yeah, you know what? I can't really stress over what I can't control, really and truly. I try not to have that. I think we're going to be in trouble if we don't get a midfielder in, but it is what it is. All I can say is not to catch anyone out, but I have to just judge accordingly. All right, cool. When things are working with these current options, it worked. When things are not, and ultimately, if we fall up short, then that's an area we need to look at. Big up DG. Tielemans is looking like a shadow of his former self from this season when he won the FA Cup. Let's keep it moving and scout other players. Caicedo looks lit. Yeah, Caicedo's lit, man. He's absolutely lit, but still, man. A lot of our players been through Jesus, who has been absolutely fire, but I'm just worried that it's coming to the detriment of Odegaard and Saka. Nah, they're all right. They're still getting it. Respectfully, Darren, and I'm speaking in general, but man, watching the game, Saka, Odegaard is still heavily involved. Odegaard has spoke himself about the link-up play. Again, I clearly haven't had no conversation with Arteta, but you got your little 10 now. You got Jesus, you got Saka, you got Martinelli, Smith-Rowe. You have to connect the dots and provide link-up play and things like that. And we need to be more all-rounded, again. It all depends. There's been seasons and periods where we're probably stronger down the left, or with Saka's goal scoring stronger down the right. You need to be decent in all fronts, really. And that's where I think you need that midfielder. Is Pepe a shout for central striker? Do you think Arsenal can go invincible this season? I've been running João Pedro prop for time. I'd love for him to join, but it's obviously a made-up rumor. Do you think Neves might be sold now that Wolves signed Nunes? Maybe, but they're 2 different profiles of guys. Nunes looks lit, man. And they got the Portuguese link. I am going to watch that. Haven't seen enough of Marquinhos. Well, what I've seen of him in the under-21s, like him, fairly strong, stocky build. Looks like he, with a bit of confidence, he could be all right. Still think there's a bit of personality to come. Does look a bit shy at times. Sometimes you see the quality, decent little drops of shoulder, good little left foot. Lovely assist for Aziz against United. Still think there's more to come with him, really and truly. And I think, Arteta's been able to run the rule over him, really. He's had him up close and personal on the Tour of America. Clearly, he's probably training with the first team, and he was at the game against United, so he got to see what he's like. It all depends on his level of development and application. That might see him get included in the squad. Nelson was on the bench and Nelson got injured and he's not now. He could be part of it or go out on loan or Europa League or whatever. I think the first 6 months will tell us everything, and then maybe review it around January if he isn't going to head off on loan already. I'm happy Jesus has started off well. I've been one of his biggest doubters on this channel, but I'm glad he's proven me wrong. Long may it continue. That's what it's all about, man. We have Fabio Vieira. Swear down. I never knew that. Good morning, DJ. I think there's not much difference between El Nene and Tielemans, two very different players. If we cannot get Fabinho or Rodri level, then leave it as it is. Edison Alvarez of Ajax is good. But I mean, it's easier said than done. Big up Emre. He tried to get Fabinho, and there was a time where Spanish football had the gold mine of players, different profile, but there was Fabio Moises there, Rodri was there. Could have been done. I don't think there's a player that reminds me of Alexis Sanchez. If I'm honest, if anything, it'd be the second half from Luis Diaz yesterday. We can buy Danilo from Palmeiras. I mean, if we've done our due diligence, why not, man? Coming like these people only rate players that start in the 11. Once you disappear, your ability goes with it. Makes no sense. Trust. What was we saying? Plus, we ain't going to drop 20 million on the third choice striker. Exactly. You know, maybe Operation Martinelli through the middle, you know. And obviously, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but there is going to be a reality where Jesus, Eddie Nketiah, or Martinelli, or two of the three are injured. The same said we could have a fullback crisis very easily. Would it surprise any Arsenal fans if both Zinchenko and Tierney at some point are both injured? I'm not trying to wish that on anyone. I'm just saying this is what happens. Injuries happen. Look at Liverpool. Been dealt a very short hand already with injuries. Not a centre mid can stay fit. You know, Klopp saying that someone's doing voodoo / there's a witch on them. You know, we're not immune to that. We've got not as exaggerated, but we've had our own injury things. You know, Tomiyasu has not really had a pre-season. You know, we all know what we're signing up for with Thomas Partey as well. We know he's gone at some point. I don't know if no one's interested in him, but I hear that. What else are we saying? I think I've answered that. Why not, man? I think I've answered that. Let me scroll up. I don't want to miss anyone. Score predictions against Bournemouth is very difficult, man. I think we might draw, you know. I said when we looked at the fixture list, I've just never got over that mad game against Bournemouth. And Bournemouth seem to always want to do it against us in Chelsea. You know, let's talk into existence. I'm going to say 3-1 Arsenal. I think it might be 1-1. And I want to be wrong because there's 9. At this moment in time, my maths is poor. Let me actually confirm that. But I'm sure there's 9 potential available points left in August. What we've got on the 31st, you've got Aston Villa, we've got Bournemouth. I'm sure we've got Fulham. I might be lying to you. Look, let me actually check. So, yeah, we actually are. So there's 9 points on the board left of August. That it would be fantastic. It'd be very fantastic to get that done, innit? Bournemouth away, Saturday, 5:30. Hopefully we could do a thing there. Fulham have shown their difficult customers home and away. They took points off Liverpool. You know, all our defenders should want to relish it because you're playing against Mitrovic, who's a powerhouse, and you saw what he could do. And even the last time Fulham were in this division, we had to rely on Eddie Nketiah and Matt Ryan to rescue a point. Fulham were a dramatically better side than the one we beat on the first day of the season or whenever we played them first that year. Aston Villa, again, they seem to think we're levels of a club. You know, they were laughing that they got Buendia over us. They thought they could get at Smith Rowe. We're gonna need to do a thing. There's 9 points. You know, let's target 7 to 9 points. I'd say 9. Obviously, things happen, so you might have 6, you might have 7, and then September, boy, you've got to play Everton at home. You kick off away against Man United at Old Trafford. We then go to Bournemouth, Brentford, where we lost last season, and obviously we saw what they did to United. Then you've got the North London derby in October. So yeah, September, October are not necessarily kind. A lot of difficult games there, really, if I'm honest with you. So maximize your points because similar to United, Liverpool, and these sort of teams, we're going to drop points. We're not winning everything. I would love to be it to be that way, but it's a myth. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's not hard to read articles. We can only go off what the article said. If they said we've moved on from Tielemans and now they're saying we signed him for free, what do you want me to do? I'm not no window, no. Common sense ain't common, man. 2-0 to the Gooners, 2-1. We're 100% shagging them. They'll bop us, but we'll book the 3 points in the end. Abuki 1-0. If we can do it, a clean sheet would be grand. We can't afford to drop any points before that United game. I'll be real, G. It's kind of what I'm echoing. Long time no see. Any predictions on the first half of the season for us? No, bro, I don't know, bro. I ain't got a crystal ball, man. first half of the season's from now till December, bro. There's a lot of game weeks there. There's, let's actually look. Bournemouth is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Allow me, bro. Allow me. I don't know. Just accept what comes. We win. We try and get better. We lose. We think about what's gone wrong. And before the end of the year, you got to go to Bournemouth away, Wolves away, welcome West Ham at home, Stamford Bridge, Nottingham Forest, Southampton away, Manchester City just before that, Leeds away, Liverpool, North London derby against Spurs. Got to go to Old Trafford where you drop points from winning positions. Got to go to Brentford where we're a better team than we was last time, but they're on savaging. There's been tough games. I don't know, man. I hope we can just get into the new year in and amongst the pack, man, bro. Hope so. I don't know, man. I'm as confident or not confident as what the boys turn up with, man. In my heart, I still don't know really what Arsenal is turning up. Not trying to see Cedric ever again. DG, what if you were Edu? What would you bring to the carpet to turn us into title contenders? Easier said than done. And without names, you've got to bring in play. You got to punch above your weight. No one expected us to get Alexis at the time or Ozu at the time. Get guys like that. Really, you can't do that. Get guys that dramatically transform the thing beyond the obvious. If you can't do that, it's a myth. Do you think we'll get any more players before the window closes? I hope so, but I ain't got Eddie or any of them guys' numbers, so I can't confirm anything. I hope so, though, bro. I really do. I really, really do, man. It's required. Edu and Arteta have done great work in the window, but if they let the window close with at least one or two more, they automatically ain't serious again in my eyes. Get stop spamming, bro. You're going to get blocked after this party. Get Yeremy Pino and top four. Get Yeremy Pino and Tielemans and top four is guaranteed. Life don't work like that. Does Martinelli have a free-ish role in the team? I wouldn't say he does, but you have to give your players in the final third structure, but also freedom within a framework. Once they get into the final third, I think they should. The Jesuses, the Odegaards, they need to be given freedom. Football can't work if it's not got that healthy degree of randomness and just telepathic play. It can't be structured. Punching is what man do. You always draw 8 out of 9. Out of 10, girlie. I can't lie. When it comes to girls and boys, I don't think there's such thing as punching personally, or for me anyways, but I hear you. Edu has to be grafting in Spain. What sort of grafting is? I don't know. What sort of grafting is he doing? He could be in Marbella and whatever with or Ibiza with Wayne Lineker doing a madness. I don't know, man. Let's just hope he's bringing players to the carpet, bro. I don't know though, man. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Shout out to you, lot. Where are we at in terms of 202? So let's look at transfer news. Let's make a timestamp. We've got some interesting talking points, ain't we? I don't know. Right, Eddie could be on holiday. Obviously, he can still work on holiday, but yeah, man, it is what it is. He could be on holiday. And I know wasn't it just a few months ago? People were like, oh, Eddie's on holiday. All the other people are signing people. Oh my God. Crazy stuff. I really do hope we get Pino, but if we do, I'm not sure we'll sign anyone else. If it came to, I'd rather a centre mid over a winger, even though I think they're both of the same priority. I don't think it's either or. I think they're both required. But if it came to it, I'm prepared to accept centre mid. Really and truly. Let's see if there's any recent news in the last hour. Fabio Vieira and Smith Rowe have been forced to sit out Arsenal training ahead of the game against Fingy. One step forward, 10 steps back. It's all right, though, man. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Let's not focus on that. Where should we start? Let's start with this, man. Really. Hey, shout out the Dutch ones, man. Appreciate you tuned in from Amsterdam. But yeah, let's go, man. Start with this, people. Good news, but let's be respectful to the lad. Obviously, Runarsson has joined Alanyaspor on loan. I assume that is in Turkey. The 27-year-old joined us in September 2020, and as you know, when you buy meaty players, more effort has probably gone into selling this guy or getting this guy off the books than ever. When you sign guys like him, Marie, you do cheap things. You spend twice over, man. So I wish him all the best over there, really. You know, shout out to you. I can't begrudge you for signing for Arsenal. I'm not going to get at you for signing for Arsenal. You can't turn it down. So once in a lifetime opportunity. But you sign meaty guys, meaty things happen. But why am I getting denied access? What happened there? How many appearances did you actually make for Arsenal? What the fuck? Sorry about that, people. How many appearances did you actually make for Arsenal Football Club? You played once in the Premier. Well, oh, he went. When did you play in the Premier? Swear down, you played in the Prem. 36 Liga appearances as well. Couple of million for 6 appearances. Bro, meaty. Shout out to him, do your thing, but meaty. So yeah, big up Runarsson. He's left on loan. Hopefully that's something that can be sorted next summer. Hector Bellerin still wants to terminate his contract. On one hand, we might as well terminate it, because if you don't get him that move to Betis or elsewhere, you're going to have a £72 million man, assuming he doesn't move on over 100 grand. You're going to have Hector Bellerin on 100 grand, 110 grand, and he's not even your third choice right back. Cedric and Ben White clearly are ahead of him. Tomiyasu, it needs no further introduction. I mean, are we that lit that we can do all of that? I don't know. On one hand, he's been a loyal serviceman. It helps us to tear up his deal. Edu has echoed them comments before. Do it. But on the other hand, we're not a charity, bro. It's a business, you know. If there was a Don that wanted to join Betis, wanted to leave Betis and join us, they're not going to cut us any favors. You know, put the money down. You know, a small fee is better than none. It's brazy. So we'll have to see. He's requested to terminate his deal. I think he'll get his wish. Barca allegedly are keeping tabs on him. We all know that's probably worse. Move Bellerin on. I mean, he's always acted with integrity. He's never been disrespectful to the club. It's in our best interest to move him on. You know, go and do your thing. Let's move him on and put the resources where they can be better used, really and truly. So, yeah, Bellerin will probably get his wish, but it doesn't seem like we're getting anywhere anytime soon where Hector's concerned. Allegedly, Arsenal push for Hector Bellerin and Ainsley Maitland-Niles exits as Mikel Arteta clear out continues. There are rumours online, can't verify them, that there's been offers from Germany for Ainsley. I don't know. For Ainsley, 52 grand a week. He might think I can get into the lineup. He might want to stay at Arsenal. He might be happy with life in London. Obviously, he's got a pregnant girlfriend. Does she want to move and be away from family when obviously a baby could be due? I don't know. Or when I'm having my kid and looking after the youth, because my man, yeah, he'll be with her, you know, when he comes back from training, but she's going to be alone really for a large period. If he's gone off to another side of Germany, she's going to be there with a newborn, where obviously I don't even know where his girlfriend is. It's just something that for footballers to consider. Do you know how many footballers stay in London because their wife is calm and their kids are good in school and they don't want to do anything? People forget footballers are, I'm not saying it's always a factor, but people forget that footballers are human beings. And I can't, as much as I want to move people on, Bellerin, Ainsley, Pablo Maria, I can't begrudge them if they're not in any rush to move on for whatever factor, because no one put a gun to their head to sign, no one put a gun to the club's heads to sign these guys, and they're allowed to live their lives. But for whatever it's worth, the pair are in the final 12 years of their deals. I don't know if either player, there is rumours with Bellerin. I'm not sure of Ainsley that I don't know if there's a rumour that there's an option of another year, an automatic extension. I don't know. But Betis want to sign Bellerin, as we said. That looks the most likely destination. Bellerin's problem is Arsenal want a fee, but Betis are hoping they can land him for free. Nah, man, no one cuts us any charities. Give us a small fee, principal over nothing. Fuck off them, Bellerin. Apologies. So far, there's nothing concrete on Ainsley. Why would there? You know, it's quite mad that 24 years of age, over 100 appearances, capped by the country, won a number of FA Cups, come through the academy. Bro, you need to get onto your agent. It did look like he would go Nottingham Forest. That one there hasn't banged, and they brought in Nico Williams. Obviously, Runarsson's gone, and hopefully we can bring some players in, people. But yeah, things might happen when the window keeps going. But yeah, once again, Arsenal and Man United eye Brighton star Moises Caicedo, and just because his name's Moses, Mohamed, Jesus, Gabriel. Well, not really the best example saying Gabriel, but bring the biblical and religious figures in. He might be able to do something really and truly. You know, you're ready to be fair. He was running through. He was. Yeah, obviously he's a young 20-year-old. They signed him for $4.5 million last year. He's quoted as 30 million. You know, he's got, you know, I don't know for how good he can be, but he's clearly got a lot of potential to offer Brighton and elsewhere. Brighton have just let Basuma and Cucurella, as we discussed, go. You know, Brighton have shown they're difficult negotiators. They will deal with you, but it's on their terms, as seen, you know, with City moving away for Cucurella, Chelsea having to do what they did, you know, really and truly. And obviously, even with us and Ben White, I'd be up for it. He's 20 years of age, 12 appearances, but he's inexperienced. And we've got dons like that. And let's be real, him as a footballer is going to be under the microscope a lot more at Arsenal than it is at Brighton. So I'm not against it, but you kind of want someone that's ready right now. I'm not saying he can't make an impact, really and truly. As you can see, a whole host of clubs there. And he's obviously under contract for a decent amount of time, 2025. It is what it is, really and truly. Atletico, Leverkusen, Juventus, monitoring the situation. That could be just looking at the player. Doesn't mean you're moving for him. But you've seen West Ham, them clubs from abroad, Man United, Arsenal, and obviously West Ham allegedly looking at him. And he is always playing quite well. He's played well against Arsenal. He bossed United. The 20-year-old Ecuadorian, for me, you got a good thing going for you at Brighton, man. There's no rush for you to bust out. I'm having him, but I just think it's West, really and truly, if I'm honest with you. So we'll have to see what's going on there. Once again, Arsenal and United set for Moises Caicedo transfer battle with Brighton star wanted in last-minute summer move. I know he's only been there for a year. He signed in February last year. But surely they have to be thinking about giving the young 20-year-old an improved contract. I like him, man. Good engine, decent on the ball. Not like the best passer, but gets about, puts a shift in. I can't lie. That looks like a bad tackle about to happen from Fred. But yeah, we're both interested. And obviously, Brighton might have to find replacements. So the longer it goes on, the more difficult it is. I don't believe it one bit. But yeah, it is what it is, people. And they're under no pressure to sell, really. They've made, they got 63 million from Cucurella's move to Chelsea. Is that right? Fair enough. So I'm not too sure on that. In relation to Yeremy Pino, Fabrizio Romano provides update on Arsenal's pursuit of Pino. Eddie was not travelling to Spain for talks over a deal to sign Yeremy Pino after he spotted boarding a plane to Valencia. Apparently, this guy's agents are UK-based as well. So there's, beyond the obvious reasons, there might have been no actual need if he was to sign him to go over there. But what specifically has been said, we all know there's anything from 34 million, 40 million, all the way to 67 million, 80 million euros quoted to sign the guy. What has Fabrizio Romano said? He said he's provided an update and claims Eddie was not travelling to Spain for talks over Yeremy Pino and revealed that the 19-year-old's agents are based in the UK. He also says Arsenal will face stiff competition to sign the winger as 3 Premier League clubs have been tracking the Spanish international following his emergence at Villarreal. Everyone should be looking at him. Everyone who wants to sign a winger should be looking at him. What the hell? So yeah, obviously we've spoken about this guy so many times, and it's long now, isn't it? Like that's that. Like that is that. If we look at the Scum newspaper, what are they saying? Arsenal have been in talks for a year. Arsenal have been in talks. I think it means with Yuri Tielemans' agent for several months, but they're yet to make a concrete offer for the Leicester star. We know that. Latest on Tielemans, Romano has said, as for Tielemans and how this is all affecting him, my understanding is that he's a great guy, an excellent professional, someone who's only focused on the present. Of course, he would like a top club. Arsenal have been in contact with his agents for months, but have never submitted an official proposal. Tielemans remains a name on the Gunners list, but surprises cannot be ruled out. All right, we know we're not getting to Gnarly. Tired rumors, but yeah, there's that. And obviously, if we go over to the Athletic people, one sec, there's other things as well. If we go over there, it's just tired upon tired. One sec, what's YouTube telling me? All right. 225 likes. Keep doing that, people. Appreciative. So yeah. Obviously, this is just a segment where it's talking about Leicester and Leicester's failures in the transfer market and what they're doing or not doing. It's all irrelevant. But when you look at it, Vardy, Evans, Tielemans, Soyuncu, Amati, Perez, Mendy, Bertrand have all been allowed to reach the last years of their deals. Some probably were active. Vardy and Evans are expected to sign new deals, people. Scrolling all the way down in relation to Arsenal, unless Arsenal follow up their interest in Tielemans, the club's record signing, he will let his contract run down and leave as a free agent at the end of the season. There's been unwanted interest in other players. Vardy's been linked with both Chelsea and Man United. Obviously, Maddison is wanted by someone every week. So we'll have to see how that one develops. In relation to Lisandro Martinez, the case of Martinez is particularly interesting. Arsenal followed him closely and bid to sign him this summer. Rey Mysterio. Their intention, however, was to field him as a left-back. They had concerns over whether a relatively small player could thrive in the middle of a Premier League defence. On early evidence, their misgivings might have been well-founded, people. So that's that. Boy, it's all mad. Circling back over there. So yeah, on one hand, where Tielemans concerned, it feels a bit like Wasp, but we'll just never know. All I care about is if Tielemans doesn't sign, you've got other plans, really and truly. What's this? Xhaka injury possibility. What's this? Oh, I don't want think pieces, man. Arsenal have real diamond in red hot. Martinelli says Zinchenko. What have you said specifically, man? He's incredible. He's a real diamond. I would say exactly the same things about him that I say about Jesus. The way these guys are working, how everybody is really working every single day is unbelievable. Martinelli has got amazing quality and he's still young. I'm pretty sure he has an unbelievable future. Obviously, yesterday we spoke about Zinchenko's words on Jesus, people. And he spoke about competition with Tierney. He's an amazing player. Even when I was at City, I was watching his games. I think it's good competition for each of us. We're going to push each other, and I think that's the key. That's how we need to move on. The most important thing is both of us want to try and help the team as much as we can. Amen. And both, well, you can force it and say Tierney's versatile. He can play centre-back as well, but Zinchenko is versatile. So, yeah, it seems like tired transfer news. Caicedo and Tielemans, it seems like we're bleeding people, really and truly, for news. Yeremy Pino hype has seemed to have gone down. Obviously, we've seen one of our keepers depart on loan. So, yeah, really and truly. What has been said here? Pedro Neto. It's claimed that at least 2 other Premier League clubs are interested in Yeremy Pino, meaning negotiations will be tough. Obviously, Emre previously said if an offer arrives for players like Pino, then he'll have to leave. We have a responsibility with the club. It is what it is. On Tielemans, we already know it's believed that the Foxes would rather lose the Belgian for free next summer at the end of his contract than sell him now, which makes it a bit more difficult. Football.London claimed that Arsenal have therefore decided that a move for Tielemans when he's a free agent is more realistic and are willing to wait another 12 months. Lol. We have been linked with Pedro Neto. That seems more West than anything, really and truly. So, yeah, it is what it is in that regards. Yeah, that's the transfer news. It don't seem like there's anything else. We're starving, blood. Never should be better than Tielemans. I really don't think Tielemans is that much of an upgrade. Would rather move on and get someone of real quality. Unfortunately, that exact winger we're looking for ain't on the market. Rafinha was the only one. I hear that. Tielemans, it's the same waffle every week. Exactly. We haven't been linked with anyone aside from Pino concretely, since Zinchenko. Pino deal is going to be more expensive than Gakpo. I mean, if they're saying 40-odd million and Gakpo's 40-odd million, it's more or less the same thing. I don't know if you can define if Gakpo has more proven experience, because you've seen Yeremy Pino play against us, Chelsea, and Man United in Europe, and he's playing predominantly in Europe. So it all depends what you're looking at. I think it's quite even. But then again, Gakpo is a captain. You know, he has got a little experience. I'd rather Bellerin going to Betis versus Barcelona. No monopoly money. I don't care where he goes, bro. Appreciate that, my guy. I don't know who Arsenal are about to sign, man. I wish I did, but I don't know. Wolves away. Leno got sent off. Oh, yeah. Thoughts on Ainsley and Pepe. I like them both, but I like my club more. You can't help us. Maybe you could in another way, but the manager don't want you to help us and your squad players. Like, sometimes you need to move on. Go on, move on and flourish, man. Not going to lie, wish we were still getting linked with Paqueta. Want to go back to the days of Cazorla, Rosicky, Ozil, Wilshere, Ramsey, etc., all being on the same pitch. Amen. I don't care about scores. I know 5 games, 15 points. By God's grace, that's what we need, man. Is there any way Arteta and Edu could do anything to become contenders this season? Not in my opinion, but you never know. Hopefully there's a Leicester sort of campaign for Arsenal. We always benefit from it, but I don't think so. Unless you're going to sign some truly, truly quality players, like respectfully to the ones we've signed and are at the club, Arsenal will not becoming title contenders anytime soon. I understand from my financial view, but we need another centre mid now. Reminds me of last Jan situation. Trust me, bro. I understand. Nope. What have you said here? Honestly, I don't care if Bellerin goes on a free. He's dead and should be Batista's problem now. Amen. Shout out Omar. It just feels like we're going in roundabouts with bare players. Of course we are. Swings and roundabouts, bro. That's all it is at this moment in time. We're just going around the houses completely. You're 100% right. Bring your comment up, man. I know this isn't Arsenal related, but the Swiss Ramble tweet about Man United is striking. The silver lining is for now, our owners haven't taken out 166 out of the club, million out of the club. Crazy. Boy. Forget Tielemans now, move on. I hear that, DG, but after Saka's been quiet recently, I clocked that we might need another right wing option as soon as possible. I hear that, but I just want midfield to be adjusted, man. I think there's certain things we could do out wide. I think we're stronger being able to cope with the capabilities of not having a winger versus a striker. You got Frimmy got done dirty in the rain, bloody hell. You see why I don't be doing all of that. A DM who can play, an attacker who can play alongside the front line, then here we go. Crazy. Do you think the club have become complacent because now the fans have hope? I don't think so. I don't know what the club think internally. I don't think Arteta's complacent. I don't think the club, anyone is the word complacent. And complacency is something Arteta's looked to get rid of, really and truly. You know, complacency in training. You train like you've made it and whatnot. You're not going to play. Complacency in all aspects. I can criticize how we're going about things, but I wouldn't say we're necessarily complacent. Shout out to Brooke Norton Coffee and Marquinhos. Apparently, they're in first team training today. That don't mean anything. It don't mean they're ready to play. But you impress the manager, you do a thing, you might just do that, really and truly. So we'll have to see. Don't seem like there's anything new in the world of Arsenal, which is a shame for us, apart from players being moved on. I guess no news is good news, I guess, because, you know, to be honest, Fabio Vieira came out of nowhere, so let's have a bit of hope. The dream is free, the hustle is sold separately, man. Trying to see if there's anything else Arsenal related, folks. You'd be sadly mistaken if you're trying to be sold a dream about signing anyone. Monreal's announced his retirement from football. So far, there's nothing concrete on Ainsley Maitland-Niles. However, it is thought and hoped that a deal for him could accelerate in the final days of the window. Let's see about that. Apparently, Marquinhos has been called up to the Brazil under-20 squad as well. He's played for them at under-17s level. So let's hope, let's hope that's a positive campaign for him. Villarreal would like more than 50 million euros for Yeremy Pino, and it will not be an easy negotiation. Edu was not traveling to Spain to meet Villarreal, also because Pino's agents are based in the UK. There's more than one English club in for him. Pick up yourself, my guy. The fuck are you asking me? Neville saying, Hazy, oh man, fuck what Gary Neville has to say, man. Absolute twat. I'd love to slide tackle him. Who cares, man? You know, the Piers Morgan of football, he's just a self-fulfilling vacuum. He's a social media done now. He just wants to be seen he just wants everyone to listen to him. Gary Neville clearly got some insecurities, and it clearly burns his heart when United are fucking about. Forget him, man. He's irrelevant. Nobody is an angel. This is the best shot we have. All these other teams are recollecting themselves. We've got this. Just big 4 games. We give our all. Whatever you said there, bro. It's jarring how quickly our fans turn on play. Bro, last season, they turned on Laka, then started breading. Turned on Eddie, then started breading. Turned on El Nene, then started breading. Smith kills Flo, and then breading. Martinelli, then breading. Saka, then breading. You know, fans live in La La Land, bro. You know, they'll be the same guys who gas up Xhaka with, you don't need a midfielder. We got him running up and down, box to box. The minute you see a normality in results and performances, what are we doing? And you are allowed to change your mind, but some fans stand for nothing, so they fall for anything, bro. Forget him, man. If it came down to one I'd want as a centre mid, I know Fabio Vieira can play out wide. Amazing signing. Yeah, I mean, I want to say I don't hate him as a person. I just hate his opinions. I just hate the fact that when you listen to someone, and I know you don't believe anything you're saying. Like, whatever you're allowed to believe what you want, but you just want to be the trending topic. Like, you seek validation from the net. You're a media whore at Gary Neville. Tierney, bro, forget fans, bro. Forget fans. Give Laka a new deal, don't give him one. Everyone's allowed their opinions. I'm talking about the majority, myself included, forget them. This is why the club shouldn't listen to fans. You listen to the fans, your season was done in August. You know, you listen to fans, you was assurance to get fourth. Forget that. Arsenal fans love you right now. The majority won't, but if we go and lose a game, it's all back to doom and gloom to a degree for some. Football's an emotional game. This is why keep your emotions, but keep your logic. Don't always happen. I keep getting bugged that we're not replacing Xhaka, but maybe Fabio Vieira is that guy. Maybe when he's fully fit, he'll start left centre mid, but he looks a bit lightweight to play centre mid in the Prem at the moment. I mean, him, Zinchenko, Odegaard, they got to fix that internally, as I keep saying. Fan representation, crazy. You know, if we had their advice, certain man wanted to spend 70 million on Isaac and bring in Ollie Watkins because of Arsenal fan and all this bullshit. Come on, man. I remember a couple of years ago, some Arsenal fans will lie, and I can definitely say I wasn't one, really and truly. I remember some Arsenal fans, and some of you might, they wanted Owen Coyle as our gaffer when Wenger was here. Certain man were talking about bringing Ryan Fraser to the carpet. Allow me, man, please. I'm not saying fans can't have an opinion. We can, but it's very great that fans are not the guys for this. All of them need to go gym, eat some hard food, man. With Xhaka's updated style of play, should the focus be on a midfield enforcer? No, because Xhaka was doing this last year. If you could bring a 6 in, great, but you still need an 8, man. Brighton, bro, I don't even think it's brazy. Or like you said, it's brandy. That's hard food. That is cocaine to make someone say that. Absolute BS. Like, you don't know where they come from with these things sometimes, but everyone's allowed their opinion. You, me, everybody. Oh, Famelo, boy, I'm waiting on them rumors to restart. Waiting. I think we're all waiting on that. Shout out American Gooner. Appreciative to you lot tuned in, people. But yeah, man. Can't lie to you lot though. On that note, there's nothing else to talk about, man. So I don't waffle waste any more of your time. I'm live at 2 p.m. No, I'm lying to you. Live at 3 p.m. with Tom Canton. We're going to speak Arsenal. I guess we'll go over transfers. We'll speak about what's obviously happened in terms of the results. That will only be on Twitch, people. I'll get re-uploaded one day on YouTube. I can't verify when. So if you don't want to miss that and you want your opinions and questions, make sure you're there. You know, I'm going to go have some lunch, get onto people and start emailing and see what we can do. In fact, I can't leave because just on that, no, I'm not with Matisse and Rance. I've got things to do today, respectfully, you know. Yeah, I've got things to do, man. Big up them, man, but I've got things to do, bro. I can't leave without answering the super chat. Appreciative for that, my guy. Thank you to everyone who's obviously offering their opinions and whatnot. I appreciate it, my guy. Big up, Deluded. Love your insight and straight raw opinions. Starting my new channel, Gunner Down Under. Aim is to spit real just like you, my man. P.S. Noticing a different Xhaka now. Zinchenko inverts to the left 8 row. Everyone go and check out my man's channel, and we look forward to hearing that. Thanks. And you're right, man. I mean, that's what you want to see, relationships. Xhaka and Zinchenko, the back 5, you know, Saka and whoever's at right back, you know, Martinelli and Jesus, Eddie and Jesus, all of these sort of things. Yeah, it was moved. And obviously, I can't do today. I wouldn't have been able to be there on Thursday anyways, but I can't do today, man. I have to do a couple things, man. Shout out Rance and Matisse, but I can't help them, really. I got to help myself today, innit? So, yeah, pick up them, but yeah, I'm not live with them still. But first and foremost, you know, as you know, I'm live at 3 p.m. That's going to be with Tom Canton. As you typically know, 11:30 live streams on Twitch and YouTube, folks. Just make sure you're checking your YouTube schedules, your Twitch schedules. You're hitting the notifications. You're checking the descriptions. Make sure you're following on Apple Music and Spotify and social media and that. All the links are there, people. Thank you for giving your time. Again, the talking points are everything. Forget the transfer news. It's just a pleasure to be here with you lot. On the topic of time, I don't want to waste any more of your day. Hope you're all fit and healthy. See you lot when I see you lot, man. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't.
There's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like there's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like